Hello all, this is M. Sandeep Kumar and I welcome you back to my YouTube channel Concepts of IIT Maths. In our previous video, we have seen previous year questions from the chapter quadratic equations. From the year 2013 JEE Mains, we have seen questions. So in all the papers, we can say that one question will be given from quadratic equations. One question will be given from quadratic equations. There is no doubt in that. So by analyzing the previous year papers, we can say that. And in today's video, we will look into the questions particularly given in 2018 paper. In 2018, there are many shifts to say. So in each shift, that means in each paper, I have picked the question from quadratic equations and we are going to discuss those questions in today's video. So you make sure that you are watching the video till end. So let us start. So in yesterday's video we have seen 8 questions and here we are. Let ABC are in EAP and let the centroid of the triangle with vertices A comma C, 2 comma B and A comma B be this. They have given the centroid and they have given the 3 vertices of the triangle also. And next, if alpha comma beta are the roots of this equation ax square plus bx plus 1 equal to 0, then we are supposed to find the value of alpha square plus beta square minus alpha beta. So one more question which is using the symmetric function of roots. So this is 4th question in this list. So I hope you understand how much important this concept is. Right, so you can watch the concepts in the playlist of quadratic equations in our channel. You can go back and you can watch it after this video. Now let us continue with the solution. So first of all, ABC are in EAP, so which means that 2B is equal to A plus C. Let us call this as equation number 1. We will use it later. Next, 10 by 3 comma 7 by 3 is the centroid of this particular triangle, but actually if vertices are given, what is the formula to find centroid? We know that. What is it? x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3. That means a plus 2 plus a by 3, comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. That means c plus b by 3. So this is the centroid according to the formula, but they gave that the centroid is equal to 10 by 3 comma 7 by 3. So let us first equate the x coordinates, and if you do that, you'll get 2a plus 2 by 3 equal to 10 by 3. The denominator will get cancelled, and if you solve for a, what do you get it? 2a is equal to 8 and a is equal to 4. So I got one side. I mean, I got a value, not side. I got a value. Next, let us equate the y coordinates. So if you equate y coordinates, what do you get? 2b plus c by 3 is equal to 7 by 3, and the common denominator will get cancelled. So I got a clue containing b and c. So 2b plus c is equal to 7. Just remember this. Moreover, if you come back to the first equation, what is it? The first equation says that 2b is equal to a plus c. So that means that 2b is equal to a value is 4. So 4 plus c. According to first equation, let us substitute 2b is equal to 4 plus c in this equation. I'll call it a second equation. I'll substitute this in the second equation. So in place of 2b, I'll write 4 plus c. 4 plus c is equal to 7. 4 plus c is equal to 7. So solving it, you'll get 2c is equal to 3 and c is equal to 3 by 2, right? So therefore I got c value. C is equal to 3 by 2. Observe, I have a value, I have c value. Now you can easily find out what is b value by either using the first equation or the second equation. So let me take the second equation. I'm erasing this part. Or I'll use the first equation itself. So 2b is equal to a is 4 and c is 3 by 2. So 2b is equal to 11 by 2 and b is equal to 11 by 4. So I have got all the 3 values a, b and c. And they have told that alpha comma beta are the roots of this particular equation. So first let us find what is the equation. The equation ax square plus bx plus 1 equal to 0. Alpha comma beta are the roots of this. Ax square plus bx plus 1 equal to 0. So first let us find what is the equation by substituting the values of a and b. So a is 4, 4x square plus b is 11 by 4 x plus 1 equal to 0. So instead of keeping the rational coefficients, let me keep the integral coefficients by taking the common denominator. 4 4s are 16x square plus 11x as it is plus 4 1s are 4 whole divided by 4 equal to 0. And the common denominator can be cross multiplied. So 16x square plus 11x plus 4 equal to 0. So it is observed that alpha comma beta are the roots of this quadratic equation. Then they are asking what is alpha square plus beta square minus alpha beta. Just 2 or 3 more steps will get our answer. So what is it, dear students? I'll take the required thing, alpha square plus beta square minus alpha beta. We know that alpha square plus beta square is alpha plus beta whole square minus 2 alpha beta. So this is this, and we also have minus alpha beta. So it is nothing but alpha plus beta whole square minus 3 alpha beta. Now from the quadratic equation, alpha plus beta is minus b by a. So which means minus 11 by 16 whole square minus 3 into alpha beta is c by a. C by a is what? 4 by 16. So solving this, you'll get the answer as, I hope you can do this. Here the denominator is 256 and here 16. You can multiply denominator and numerator with 16. Solve it, you'll get the answer as minus 71 by 256. So you'll get the second option, minus 71 by 256. So I hope that you felt the process is easier, right? We'll go to the next question. Here we are with our next question. The integer k for which the inequality, this inequality is valid for all x belongs to R is. So, and those are the 4 options. And this is a concept from the topic graph of quadratic expressions and at the same time sign of quadratic expressions. You can find both the topics in the playlist of quadratic equations in our channel. So you can go and refer it. You can certainly do this problem. So let us see once again. So how to solve this? Let me take this as f of x. He told that according to the question, they told that f of x is greater than 0 for all x belongs to R. And if you see the graph of this, observe that the coefficient of x square is 1, which means positive. So the graph is an upward parabola. And he told that for all inputs, that means for all x belongs to R, f of x is always positive. That means it is completely above x-axis. It is an upward parabola because coefficient of x square is greater than 0. Coefficient of x square is a, which is positive. So a is greater than 0. It is an upward parabola. And moreover, for all inputs, the value f of x is always greater than 0. That means the graph is always above x-axis. This means that there are no real roots, right? The graph is not intersecting x-axis. Since it is not intersecting x-axis, there are no real roots. So no real roots means the discriminant delta is less than 0. The discriminant delta is less than 0. So this is what you have to understand. If you use this clue, you'll get your required answer. So delta means b square minus 4ac is less than 0. So let us solve it. So b square minus 4ac less than 0. So a is the coefficient of x square, b is the coefficient of x, and c is the constant c. So b square, that means what? Minus 2 times 3k minus 1 whole square minus 4 into a is 1 into c is 8k square minus 7 less than 0. Minus 2 square is 4 into 3k minus 1 whole square. Use a minus b whole square expansion. A square minus 2ab plus b square, and then minus 4 into, I am not expanding it, I am writing as it is. Because I can take 4 common, I can transpose it to the right side, or else you can divide with 4 on both sides, either way. So what do you get? 9k square minus 8k square is k square. Minus 6k is as it is. And 1 minus of minus 7, that is plus 8, less than 0. Because 4 is gone, 4 is not there. And if you take this minus this, you'll get this. So this is a quadratic expression, quadratic polynomial. If you factorize it, you'll get k minus 2 into k minus 4 less than 0. Either you can use wavy curve method, or we can also directly say that if you go to the number line, the zeros are 2 and 4. As the symbol is less than, we should take the values between 2 comma 4. If the symbol is greater than, I will take the values away from 2 comma 4. And moreover, we will do like this when the coefficient of k square is positive. Okay na? So anyhow k square coefficient is positive na, and the zeros are 2 comma 4. Since the inequality is less than symbol, I will take the values between 2 and 4. So that means therefore I can say that k belongs to open brackets 2 comma 4, because equality symbol is not there. And he is asking again, read the question, the integer k for which the inequality is valid. Integer k. Observe how many integers are present in this interval. The only integer present in this interval is k is equal to 3, correct? The only integer present is k is equal to 3. So that is the required answer. So the integer for which this inequality is satisfied is k is equal to 3. That is the option. So second option. Right? Easier question. Just if you know the concept that we should take delta less than 0, and then if you use wavy curve method is also present in our playlist of quadratic equations. You can go and check it. Right? So if you use it, you'll get the required answer. We'll go with the next question. Here is our third question. If lambda belongs to R is such that the sum of the cubes of the roots of this equation, is minimum. So which means that if you imagine alpha comma beta are the roots of this equation, he told that alpha cube plus beta cube is minimum. Then we are supposed to consider the value of lambda, right? Okay. Then the magnitude of the difference of the roots of this equation is magnitude of the difference of the roots of this equation. So first of all, they told that alpha cube plus beta cube is minimum. So when alpha cube plus beta cube is minimum, you consider the value of lambda. And using that value lambda, we have to find the magnitude of the difference of the roots. Magnitude of the difference of the roots means magnitude of alpha minus beta. Right? So let us see how to proceed. Let us see how to find the answer. So first of all, dear students, let us find out what is alpha cube plus beta cube. This is the fifth time we are using the concept of symmetric function of roots. So it's very important topic. Once again I am saying, you can find symmetric function of roots in our playlist of quadratic equations. So alpha cube plus beta cube can be written as alpha plus beta whole cube minus 3 alpha beta into alpha plus beta. So from the quadratic equation, alpha plus beta is minus b by a. So minus of 2 minus lambda by 1. That means you'll get lambda minus 2. So alpha plus beta is lambda minus 2 using minus b by a. So cube as it is. Minus 3 into alpha beta is c by a. So that means what? 10 minus lambda. Into again sum of the roots. Alpha plus beta is minus b by a, which means lambda minus 2. So to make calculation easier, let me do one thing. I'll take lambda minus 2 common. You can solve it like that also, not an issue. So here you'll get lambda minus 2 whole square minus 3 into 10 minus lambda. So lambda minus 2 as it is, using a minus b whole square expansion, it is lambda square minus 4 lambda plus 4, and this is minus 30 plus 3 lambda. So you'll get lambda minus 2 into lambda square minus lambda minus 26. And expand this binomial into trinomial. If you expand it, what do you get? Okay, let me show the expansion also. Lambda into lambda square is lambda cube. Lambda into minus lambda is minus lambda square. Lambda into minus 26 is minus 26 lambda. And then minus 2 is multiplied with all three terms. You'll get minus 2 lambda square plus 2 lambda plus 52. So therefore, I can say that alpha cube plus beta cube is how much? Alpha cube plus beta cube is equal to lambda cube minus 3 lambda square minus 24 lambda plus 52. Alpha cube plus beta cube is in terms of lambda. It is a cubic polynomial in terms of lambda. And we are supposed to find the value of lambda where this thing is minimum. In order to find what is the minimum value of a cubic polynomial, we are supposed to use the concept of calculus, the minimum and maximum. Let us continue how to find the minimum using the calculus concept. So let us take that alpha cube plus beta cube is a polynomial in terms of lambda, f of lambda. So which is equal to lambda cube minus 3 lambda square minus 24 lambda plus 52. Find the derivative of this f dash of x. So you'll get 3 lambda square minus 9 lambda minus 24. So which is nothing but 3 times lambda square minus 3 lambda minus 8. A small correction, this is 6 lambda and therefore this is 2 lambda. Sorry for the mistake. Let us continue. So f dash of lambda is equal to 3 times, and if you factorize this polynomial, you'll get lambda minus 4 into lambda plus 2. Let us find the zeros of f dash of x. If you find the zeros of f dash x by equating it to 0, you'll get lambda is equal to 4 comma minus 2. Lambda is equal to 4 comma minus 2. So which means, dear students, the cubic polynomial, if you try drawing its graph, since the coefficient of lambda cube is positive, the graph looks like this. As x tends to minus infinity, the graph also tends to minus infinity. So it may look like this. Not always, but it may look like this. As x tends to positive infinity, the graph also tends to positive infinity. So look here. When f dash of lambda is equal to 0 means I am trying to say that the slope is 0. The slope is 0 at this point, at this input, and at the same time at this input. The slope is 0 at these two inputs. And who are those two inputs? 4 and minus 2. So one is at 4 and another is at minus 2. I should know at what input I'll get maximum value, at what input I'll get minimum value, right? Actually, we can say directly like this. See, minus 2 is lesser than 4. So then at minus 2 we will get maximum, and at 4 we will get minimum. We can say directly, but let us find it. Let us check whether, let us find out by substituting lambda as 4 in this f of lambda and minus 2 in f of lambda. So let us find what is f of 4. First you find f of 4 by taking lambda as 4. So what do you get it? 4 cube minus 3 into 4 square minus 24 into 4 plus 52. 4 cube is 64 minus 48 minus 96 plus 52. So 64 plus 52, how much do you get it? 116, right? And then minus 48 minus 96. Minus 96 minus 48, you'll get minus 144. 116 minus 144. Certainly it is a negative number, and how much it is? Minus 28. So f of 4 is equal to minus 28. Let us also find. So f of 4 is how much? If you go to the y-axis, this number is minus 28. And let us also find what is f of minus 2. So find what is f of minus 2 by taking lambda as 2. So 2 cube, that means 8, minus 3 into 2 square, that means 12, minus 24 into 2, which is 48, plus 52. So 52 plus 8 is 60. 60 minus 60 is 0. F of 2 is equal to 0. Sorry for a second mistake, it is actually minus 2, right? So minus 8, minus 2 cube is minus 8, and then minus 12 as it is, and here plus 48 and plus 52. So what do you get it here? Here you will get a positive value, I guess. 52 plus 48 is 100. 100 minus 20 is 80. F of minus 2 is 80. So f of minus 2 is indeed 80. So clearly you can observe that at lambda is equal to minus 2, you are getting a maximum value, and lambda is equal to 4, you are getting a minimum value. The question says we are supposed to consider the value of lambda where the sum of the cubes is minimum. So at lambda is equal to 4, the sum of the cubes, that means what? This is minimum, right? This is minimum. So we have to take lambda is equal to 4. So from this observation, we can say that the sum of the cubes is minimum when lambda is equal to 4. Now let us take lambda is equal to 4 and let us find what the difference of the roots of this equation. That means mod of alpha minus beta. So we also know that mod of alpha minus beta is under root alpha plus beta whole square minus 4 alpha beta. So root over alpha plus beta is what? Minus b by a, which means lambda minus 2. Minus 4 into alpha beta is c by a, that means 10 minus lambda. And we are supposed to find the magnitude of alpha minus beta at at lambda is equal to 4. At lambda is equal to 4. So let us substitute lambda is equal to 4. So 4 minus 2 whole square minus 4 into 10 minus 4 is 6. This is 4 minus 24 root over minus 20. So root over minus 20 is nothing but what? Root 20i. So, but they are asking us to find the magnitude of this. So the magnitude is clearly root 20. Therefore, the magnitude of mod alpha minus beta is root 20, which is nothing but 2 root 5. So if your prime factor is 20, you'll get this 2 root 5. The answer is option 3. Right. We'll go to the next question. Here is our next question. If f of x is a quadratic expression such that f of 1 plus f of 2 is equal to 0 and minus 1 is a root of f of x equal to 0, then the other root of f of x is equal to 0 is very easy question. And here are the 4 options. Let us see. Since f of x is a quadratic expression, I'll consider let f of x is equal to ax square plus bx plus c. And they told that f of 1 plus f of 2 is equal to 0. So given f of 1 plus f of 2 is equal to 0. What is f of 1 here? A into 1 square plus b into 1 plus c. Correct? A into 1 square plus b into 1 plus c. And f of 2 means a into 2 square plus b into 2 plus c. So it is equal to 0. This is f of 1, this is f of 2. So you'll get here what? A plus b plus c, and here you'll get 4a plus 2b plus c equal to 0. So add the like terms. A plus 4a is 5a and b plus 2b is 3b and c plus c is 2c equal to 0. Call this as equation 1. He also told that minus 1 is a root of f of x is equal to 0. So minus 1 is a root. Since minus 1 is a root, can I say that since minus 1 is a root, we can say that f of minus 1 equal to 0. So which means what? A into minus 1 square plus b into minus 1 plus c equal to 0. This is a itself minus b plus c equal to 0. We are supposed to solve equation 1 and 2. So if you want to eliminate any one unknown, let us solve equation 1 and 2 by equating the coefficients. Let me equate the coefficients of c. Okay, na? So I'll multiply with 2 on both sides. In the equation 2, if you multiply with 2 on both sides, you get 2a minus 2b plus 2c equal to 0. Okay. So now I'll add equation 1 and 3. Sorry, not adding, let us subtract. If you subtract, you'll get the 2c and 2c will get cancelled now. So if you subtract equation 1 and equation 1 is 5a plus 3b plus 2c equal to 0, and equation 3 is 2a minus 2b plus 2c equal to 0. By subtracting, you have to change the signs here. 5a minus 2a is 3a and 3b plus 2b is 5b. Anyhow, this will get cancelled. You will get this is equal to 0. Continue. 3a is equal to minus 5b and divide with anyhow I'll erase this. I'll do one thing. Take this divided by 3 to the right side and take this into 5 into 3 right side and into 5 left side. No. Take this into a right side and 5 left side. What do you get? 3 by 5 is equal to minus b by a. Right? And we know that minus b by a is alpha plus beta. Sum of the roots. Moreover, we also know that 1 root alpha is minus 1. So which means that 3 by 5 is equal to alpha is minus 1 plus beta. You are supposed to find beta, then the other root is over. Take it left side, you got your answer. So therefore, beta is equal to 3 by 5 plus 1, which is equal to 8 by 5. That is the answer. So which is equal to 8 by 5. The other root is 8 by 5, the second option. Easy question, right? Very easy question. We'll go to the next question. Here is our next question. If an angle A of this triangle ABC satisfies this condition, what is it? 5 cos A plus 3 equal to 0. Then the roots of the quadratic equation, this quadratic equation are what? What are the roots of this quadratic equation he is asking. So first of all, cos A, what is it? They have given that 5 cos A plus 3 equal to 0. What is cos A from this? Minus 3 by 5, right? Cos A is equal to minus 3 by 5. Remember this. Let us go to the quadratic equation now. He told that the roots of this quadratic equation are 9x square plus 27x plus 20 equal to 0. You can easily factorize it. So if you factorize, what do you get? 9 into 20 is 180. 180 is 1 into 180, or 2 into 90, or 3 into 60, or 4 into 45, or 5 into 5 3 are, I think, yes, 536 are, or 6 into 30, or what do you call it, or 10 into 18, or else 12 into 15, right? So the best possibility is 12 into 15, because 12 plus 15 is 27. So if you split the middle term, as 12x and 15x, you'll get 9x square plus 12x plus 15x plus 20 equal to 0. You can take 3x common, you'll get 3x plus 4, and here you can take 5 common, you'll get 3x plus 4. Here and here you can take 3x plus 4 common into 3x plus 5. So therefore the roots are x is equal to minus 4 by 3 comma minus 5 by 3. But actually I have not written the options, but options are in terms of trigonometric ratios. The options are not like this, not like minus 4 by 3 comma minus 5 by 3. The options are in terms of trigonometric ratios. So let us use this. Ignoring the sign, if you go to a right angle triangle containing an acute angle A, actually A is not acute, because he told that in a triangle ABC, cos A is negative, right? Cos A is negative. That means A must be in second quadrant. That means angle A is actually obtuse, but ignoring sign. For the purpose of using Pythagoras, and okay na, so I'm taking this adjacent by hypotenuse. Adjacent is 3, hypotenuse is 5. You know, by using Pythagoras, the opposite side is 4. Now observe and say, who is 4 by 3? Who is 4 by 3? Opposite by adjacent, right? So 4 by 3 is opposite by adjacent, which is tan A. And who is 5 by 3? Hypotenuse by adjacent. Hypotenuse by adjacent is secant A, correct? And moreover, angle A is in second quadrant, because cos A is negative. And moreover, angle A is an angle in triangle ABC. Therefore, it can be either acute or it can be obtuse. So which means angle A can be either in first quadrant or second quadrant. Since cos A is negative, angle A is in second quadrant. Angle A is in second quadrant. So therefore I can say that tan A must be negative, secant A is also negative. Both tan and sec are negative in second quadrant. Na? So therefore what is minus 4 by 3 actually? Minus 4 by 3 is what? Minus 4 by 3 is tan A, and minus 5 by 3 is secant A. So therefore the answers are tan A comma secant A. The roots of this quadratic equation are tan A comma secant A. So in today's video we have seen the questions from 2018 JEE mains paper. Questions which are given in various shifts, okay, now in various papers. So in the next video, let us look into the questions given in 2019 JEE mains, right? So I hope that you have understood the concept and you have felt it easy. I mean, I hope you have understood the solutions of all these problems. In case if you have felt it easy, just please like the video, share it, subscribe it, and moreover, refer your friends, right? let the channel grow, and give your valuable feedback in the comment section. Do not forget to comment. We'll continue with next video. See you all in next video.